Hi again, I'm Robin Walker with VSP Walker. Thanks for joining me for another VSP video blog. Today I'd like to talk about one of the consulting services that I offer called Speed to Profit. Speed to Profit is basically about the velocity at which we create profit within our organizations. This consulting service is basically broken down into 5 different parts, as you see on the included slide here. The first part is a complexity analysis. The second part is a customer, product, and/or market profitability analysis, followed by the third part, a lead time analysis all the way from quote to cash, then analysis of the metrics within your company, and last we create a detailed roadmap to create speed to profit. So let me break those parts down for you and explain what I mean by these various areas. First, in complexity analysis. Our world has a lot of complexity in it. I'm sure you agree that your manufacturing facility and your company has a lot of complexity in it. What complexity analysis is all about is determining that there is some complexity that customers are willing to pay for. They value it. And then there is some that they are not willing to pay for, and actually this complexity erodes profitability. So in this analysis, what we're going to do is create a complexity profile of your company so you understand what makes up the complexity within your company and where you can eliminate some, simplify your business, and create a greater velocity to get profit. The second part of this is a product, customer, and/or market profitability analysis. When I talk about profitability analysis, I want to be very clear that I am not talking about standard costing gross margin analysis. The methodology that I use is actually different than that. It is based on the assumption that we have limited resources within our company. By resources, I want to define that as people, materials, equipment. Limited resources, and it's all about maximizing the velocity at which we generate profit with those limited resources. So we analyze the segments of your products and our markets and our customers to determine which ones are creating the most profit. What we generally find is that 100% of the value that you are generating is probably only created by 10 to 50% of those segmentations. So a better understanding of that helps you grow profitability. When we do this analysis, we're not talking about top-line growth. It is not extremely difficult to have top-line growth if you're not concerned about profitability. However, top-line growth does not necessarily equate to bottom-line profitability growth, and that's what we are focused on. And not just the bottom line, but how fast we get to that profit. Now the third analysis we're going to do is a lead time analysis, all the way from quote to cash. And in a lot of manufacturers, what I've seen is a lot of focus has been placed around cycle time on the manufacturing floor itself. From the release of work to production all the way through to the time it's ready to ship. What is that cycle time? How can we eliminate non-value added steps? There's a lot of focus on that, and a lot of companies are doing quite well in identifying how to remove waste. But what we're doing in this lead time analysis is looking all the way through from quote to cash, all the way through that value chain, and determining where we can eliminate, simplify some processes, and generate quicker profitability. The next thing we're going to do is analyze the metrics that you use on a daily, weekly, and/or monthly basis to drive your company. And I'm sure you've heard the phrase, tell me how you're going to measure me, and I'll tell you how I'm going to behave. That is very true. So we need to make sure that our metrics are in line with what we're trying to create. After we've been through these different forms of analysis, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to create a detailed speed to profit roadmap. Now in that roadmap, I want to be very clear about something. There's a phenomena that's happened in the sciences in the last probably 15 to 20 years that I find quite fascinating. And I think this applies to companies and services and consulting services as well. The sciences in the last 15 to 20 years have gone from trying to discover universals. What I mean by that is one universal answer for a problem, to a better understanding of variability. The same thing applies for what's going to work for you. It is not reality that I can, as a consultant, create this methodology that I can tell any company, any manufacturing company, that if you take steps 1, 2, 3, all the way through, let's say, step 10, you will be successful and you will have a greater velocity of profit. That is not the case, because each company comes with its own flavor of variability. It could be related to the skill set of your employees. It could be related to your leadership team and strength thereof. It could be related to the culture within the company. It could be related to your information systems. It could be related to a lot of things that are intertwined and help promote this type of velocity of profitability. So you and I need to discover what those are through the analysis and weave that into a very precise roadmap that's just for your company. So that is the speed to profit consulting services that I offer here at VSP Walker. I do encourage you, if you have any more questions about it or would like more detail, please feel free to contact me at any time. And for now, I really appreciate you joining me for another VSP video blog.